So this is just under 30 ounces of gold.
Companies, all these are all BU condition. That's the only stuff I sell on my site. Those are 2023 Britannia's. King image on
King Charles. What do you think? Do you like the King Charles over the Queen, or do you not? Andrew, what is going on, buddy?
What's happening, Stormy? Good
to see you.
Man. Good to see you.
Listen, I was pleasantly surprised on how our previous collaboration did.
We got a good return.
Almost 10,000 views.
Yeah.
You told me this morning. I stopped around 7,200. I stopped watching, and you said, "Look, we're almost at 10K. It's awesome."
Yeah, it was a good interview.
So what's been going on? Anything? Same stuff, different day?
Business as usual.
Yeah.
Had a pretty crazy week actually. Took in tons of gold and silver.
Okay.
We talked about gold last time. This week I took in tons of silver.
Yeah.
I missed the market. It was totally off. I built up a big position, and I was wrong with silver this week.
Why? So what did you were too high?
I was buying at 24.60, 24.30, and
where did it end?
By the end of the week, it was. I think I sold at 22.90.
24.60, 22. So you're down like a buck
man,
per
and
ounce.
It was, you couldn't even sit on this table over here.
Okay.
It was just piles of silver and flatware, and I was wrong on it this week.
Hey, we can't always listen. We can't always be right 100% of the time.
The gold I always hedge. I always as it comes in, I sell it. You know what I mean? But silver, I take a little bit of I play the market a little bit.
Okay.
Man, silver moves sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending on the direction.
So what happens? Like you bring in all this silver over the course of the week, and then do you wait for were you waiting and saying I'm hoping it's going to go up?
Yeah, you take in 200 ounces here, 300 ounces here. You say, you know what? It'll go up by the end of the day. Let's see, And then you wait. The next day comes, it drops 40 cents. And it just dropped 3-4 days straight, and
son of a gun. And
I was forced in a position to kind of sell. You kind of can't leave. You just want the money back to buy more and forget about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
see, I figured you would be just like the gold, like daily. You would just comes in and
as I was saying in the last interview, I let a lot of stores and stuff pick out of it. So I try to hold off melting it as last resort.
Right.
Like this stuff here.
Right.
So. But people said, you know what, I'll be there tomorrow, and never showed up.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I just kind of let it sit in there, and every day I looked at it, it was just like...
Oh, God.
But you know what? It's part of metals.
Yeah.
Silver's volatile.
Yeah.
So.
I don't see any holes in the drywall, which tells me you didn't do that badly.
You know what? I have tough skin now. It happens, when you don't... it always happens when I do it.
Yeah.
When I feel a certain way, it seems to go the other way.
Right. So you actually just patted on your desk. I'm gonna tilt the camera down because this is crazy to me right there. That giant bar right there, and
So this is
a
scrap gold melt.
What's the deal with this thing?
This was a mixture of carroted jewelry, chains, bracelets, rings.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I did a melt on it to kind of figure out how much exposure I have to gold, but this bar was able to yield just under 30 ounces.
So just because this is what I was saying to you earlier. So this is just under 30 ounces of gold, but it contains the reason the color is like this, as you said, it has everything in it. It's got copper and...
So the bar itself, you can feel it, it's heavy.
Yes.
The bar itself's 53 ounces.
Okay.
But there's only a little under 30 ounces of gold in here.
So
there's copper, there's zinc, there's other metals inside there.
What happens then with that bar? You've melted it down, you've got all the different metals in there, and now you send that off to who?
A company I deal with, their job is to refine it and process it to make investment grade bullion, casting grain, bars, coins.
Okay. And this is going to be, stupid question. It's probably like a 7th grade science question or something, but in order for them to separate it out, I'm assuming the different metals
Chemically.
Are melting at a different or is it chemicals? How do they separate it out? Do you know?
Chemically.
Okay.
So I'm sure they put it in big vats of sulfuric acid, and the other metals disintegrate.
Gotcha.
And just the pure gold is exposed.
Okay, so they don't care about like the copper. They don't care
I'm sure
about...
they extract other valuable metals, but there's like zinc in there. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm sure these companies on a big scale, they
Probably all of it.
all of it. There's
Right?
nothing that goes to waste. Now,
How
I'm
often-
sure they have their own process.
How often are you doing these melts?
3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
We gotta at some point. I think that would be really cool to show everybody
Absolutely.
how you
I'd
do
like
it.
to get that on film.
What do you have the giant welding gloves and like the giant tongs and
Yep.
have you ever had any? I would say times where you almost melted your leg, like where you almost like spill something or.
Nah, thankfully I haven't had any issues. You know what I mean? I have dropped the crucible on the floor. I thought it was going to go through the floor.
Oh, no.
But, I've seen some mistakes.
Was the crucible full of melted?
No, it was afterwards.
Okay.
Thank God. I actually just had a friend of mine reach out to me. The crucible broke.
Okay.
During the melting process, and
inside
the machine,
right?
And all the gold fell to the bottom of the machine.
So how the heck do you get that
break
out?
It with a sledgehammer.
And then
the gold was all still in there.
But then they would have to chisel it off of the.
And
then,
believe me, you will.
Of course, right? Because the value of the gold is worth a lot more than the machine.
30 ounces of gold. This bar alone's 60 grand. Believe me, if it was spilt inside a machine, you do everything you can to recover.
Of course. Now, have you ever thought of doing silver pouring yourself, just as a hobby, or?
The problem with that, it's like this. See, even if this was pure silver, right? Mm-hmm. This is 53 ounces. Mm-hmm. You're talking about 53 ounces of silver is like, I wouldn't even bother turning the machine on.
Really?
You know what I mean? It's like,
because
such a small amount.
It is, but you would have to do like mass volume. Like your logo is cool, right? The Bayshore Bullion Exchange logo is cool. Like they got the pirate with the crossbones. Right. So like just even if you were to sand cast and pour your own 1 ounce silver pours, like just something that.
I'd rather, you know what? If you did it with 999 silver, the problem with a lot of this stuff, it's sterling, and it's metal like this that has to be refined. You know what I mean?
But what if you bought like silver shot?
Yeah, I could.
But just no time, not enough money.
Know. Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's tough. So I do have rounds, but they're like it's not something that I do. It's something that they machine press. I order from a mint. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not the guy doing it. You know
but you have some knowledge base, so it seems like you're like halfway there. Like if you wanted to do it, you could.
I could. Technically, I guess. You know what I mean? But
I'm
the kind of guy I like. So this stuff also on the site.
Let's take a look at this.
I like to only sell new, like
gotcha.
Brand new. Everything. This stuff that's going on my site, not these Morgans, but all this stuff. These are all sealed tubes, never been opened before. All this stuff's in the original plastic. Shipped straight from these companies. All these are all BU condition. That's the only stuff I sell on my site. All the secondhand stuff and some of the other stuff you've seen last time.
Yeah,
that gets sold on the wholesale market, and I don't really have like a customer base for that. My people want new.
Okay. And so all of the new stuff that I just showed on your desk, I mean, you're just buying those wholesale from...
Yeah, I take it in from a lot of customers, too.
Okay.
A lot of these stores take them in, I guess, from the public.
Right.
And they don't want to sit on them. They need the capital to turn it over.
Let's take a look at that Carson City here real quick. Let me see.
So... That's a GSA, Carson City.
Look at that thing.
Nice.
It's very nice. How much what is this? Like $350? Like how much is
retail,
I know the graded ones.
Wholesale market to like $280.
Here. That's
a bid I would buy if somebody brought these in. This is 84.
Right.
Common year.
Right.
But I'd be at like 280.
And on your site, because I'll put everything
that's
down
what
below.
I'll list it at. I'll probably put it at 325.
Gotcha.
What
do you sell the most of on your site?
10-ounce silver bars.
10-ounce silver bars?
Yeah.
All day, every day?
They're on there right now. I think I have them up for $1.75 over.
That's a very good deal.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll run some sort of like coupon promotion or something where somebody can go on your site, enter, Stormy, whatever, and then we can do some sort of
something like that.
We'll work something out. Those of you that are still here with us watching the video, Andrew agreed. We're gonna get some sort of discount for you. We'll work on something, but. So the 10-ounce bars, those sell the most, you think, probably because it's the most bang for your buck, right? How about the Eagles?
Yeah, always move Eagles.
Yeah.
I think the premium on them right now, I think I have them up for like plus 550.
It's also very
range.
competitive.
Yeah, like I said, you have to be. So I've been seeing your videos about the online retailers, and like
Yeah.
those guys are hard to compete with, and like I don't think of them as competition. I just really try to
different.
serve my small customer base. I'm not looking to like
Go up against them.
go up against AppMex and try and take over the online market. I just try to service my customers, keep a small inventory, and
Did you see my ranked video?
yeah, I did.
The
I started
recent one?
watching of it. And you know what? A lot of good companies on there, man.
There's some, and a couple of the companies who
See, some of them moved up.
some of them
You know,
moved
like-
up, and a couple of the companies they were disappointed in their rankings, and others I don't think they even care, because who am I? I'm just some one dude.
You think some of them see it?
They do. They have
The bigger ones, yeah.
They do. Some of them have
good.
reached out. One of them.
It means it's working.
It means it's working. One of them, who I was talking to about doing collaborations with, they said, like, what can we do to improve our ranking? They want to work with me.
Wow.
And so
that's cool, man.
So I was like, I was open for it, and I'm not going to say which company it was on here, but I'll tell you exactly offline. Yeah.
That's cool.
But they see it, and some of these bigger companies, they do work with some of the social media influencers, and I know SD Bullion does stuff with some bigger channels in the stacking community. JM Bullion and I once worked together. AppMex and I once worked together.
Oh, wow.
And Silver Gold Bull reached out to me, wanted to do something with me, and that was something that actually didn't really fit for what I wanted to do, so I actually turned that one down. But surprisingly, it does work. You saw after our video, a lot of people went to your site, and so I'm thinking,
I had a good response.
yeah, we do some sort of promotion or what have you on the next video. Maybe we'll do something, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see what people do. But now, what's in here? These
Those are 2023
Britannia's
King image on them.
King Charles.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you like the King Charles over the Queen, or do you
what?
not care?
So I've seen both sides of it. A lot of people bought the 2023 with the Queen because it was the last year.
Yeah.
They made them both this year with the King and the Queen. So I had a lot of people buying the last year of the Queen because it was the last year she was going to be on the coin.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people buying the King coin because it was the first year it was on the King. So it's a hot coin for collectors.
It is. First year, last year, that stuff, first and last, is always bring a little bit more premium. The one thing that I tell people though too is, guys, don't get too crazy on the fact that it's the last year of the Queen or the first year of the King, because think about the billions of coins
she was on coins for decades,
right? Like 70 years or whatever.
I see her face a lot.
Exactly. So it's not like they're scarce,
Right.
but first and last, I mean, the same thing with like the Gold Eagles, right? The Type 1, they ended, what was it, 2023, I think?
Yeah,
I forget
21.
the year. 21, okay. Yeah. And then they had the Type 2 the same year, so same sort of thing. But next video that we do, I want to talk to you about crypto, because I am very curious as to where you stand on that. But we're gonna end this here. And Andrew, thank you again for all of the time. Bayshore Bullion Exchange, guys. I'm gonna put the links down below. Check out Andrew's website, and we'll be doing this again real soon.
Good to see you, man.